Hey man, what's up, man? Welcome to BlackPlate Podcast, man. We back trying to get some shit started, man. And today's episode, we're gonna be talking about solutions for all the other problems we done addressed, the music issues, the accountability issues, the parenting in the home issues. What are the solutions we can bring to solve these problems?
I mean, well, when you're dealing with the problems, you have to deal with the root cause of the problems. So, matter of fact, let's just point out specific issues that we want to deal with, like point by point. Like, what is the major issues that Black people are dealing with right now? That you would say, like
broken homes.
Okay. Well, easily summed up. Bring back the fathers.
Now, okay, that's easily summed, but what is the root cause of broken homes for Black folks in America?
Government interference.
Magic, you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that. I feel like the main cause of broken homes, a main cause that we all see is premature pregnancy. Over sexualized youth, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people who have broken homes, they started their families before they were even ready to start a family, while they were still at home with the family that made them. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Or while they in high school or college and they are not mentally equipped for the responsibility of a stable relationship that is supposed to produce a pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
I agree with that.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah,
like, I agree with that. The only reason why I say that it's government interference is because I have to go back to where it all started from. So when I deal with a problem, I had to deal with the root of the problem. The root of the problem was when the government got involved in the Black home in the early 1920s. So that was the main problem. And then what happened was the ripple effect where it expanded, and now we're dealing with early pregnancies and stuff like that. So that kind of ties in with the other problem that we're dealing with the brokenness of the home is with social media as well, because that's part of the ripple effect with early pregnancies and things like that. It's like when we see so much in normalized activity, we don't even pay attention to how harmful it is, and we soak this negative nature in.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate right here. And social media is relatively new in light of perpetuating Black stigmas and stuff like that. Now, while today in the age it is very, very relevant, what do you think were the leading factors before the introduction of social media? Because you know what I mean, growing up, we seen a bunch of fast ass little kids growing up, man. You know what I mean? That's what my grandma would call us when we out there doing things we weren't supposed to be. We out there being fast. And the social media does play a role in that today, but before we had Facebook and MySpace, people was already headed down that slope.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think could have been some contributing factors for that? Like within the 90s, the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, before social media just took off like that. When we still had Snake 2 on the phone, you feel me?
Well, the major thing that I would say would be the music. The music and the movies that we saw.
That's that media.
Yeah, it normalized it because media always gonna play a role in it, regardless. Right. But social media is just one of those things that just moves quickly. But it's
I was just about to say that too. Social media gave us that right now factor.
Yeah, it's just instant. That's the only thing. It's microwave. Matter of fact, it's not even a microwave. Whatever is better than microwave that they use on spaceships, that's what social media is.
And magic.
But it's still the same effect that media plays. Like with music that people heard in the 90s and with the movies that we saw. Also, I had to blame government again. Shay, I'm gonna blame government because government sucks. They suck at everything, but
I mean, governments don't
government,
suck. Governments
no,
don't suck. People
no,
suck. People suck because government is just an ideology, and
yeah,
I agree with certain forms of government. You feel me?
yeah.
It's just when we got a corrupt government that becomes the problem.
But I'm gonna say that including what I'm saying with including government in it, with bringing in what is it, the whole sexual movement, teaching kids sex ed.
Right.
Like people actually started having more, like high school students were leaving high school without their virginity more when sex ed was introduced. And that's a government thing because they put this propaganda out that everybody was going to get pregnant. So government does play a role in that.
Yeah. I all right, y'all take a journey with me real quick. So y'all seen Color Purple, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Not
So
not in
I
its
wasn't
entirety.
around
No.
then, but but that's just an example of like how life was back then. So basically what that showed me was, okay, you had an arranged marriage or you were sold off to like a man, you feel me? Like if you were a woman or a young girl, you were sold to a man, you feel me, for like a gold or some type of collateral barter to your family, you know what I'm saying? And then they got you, you know what I'm saying? And y'all were married, you feel me? And you were taken in as a young
You can use
maiden.
it as propaganda.
But look, I mean, like I said, I wasn't there, but I've heard other stories of similar situations like this. Not necessarily the Color Purple, but just back in those times, you know what I'm saying? So you were sold off as a young maiden for the purpose of childbearing, you feel me? So you were about to be this man's wife and you were gonna have his children and y'all were gonna till the farm or do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Take care of the farm and build up whatever y'all had going on. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like things changed, and like you said, the sexual revolution came along, everybody got various freedoms or what freedoms of different choices,
Yeah.
and people made choices, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really feel like yeah, it's factors that came about that enabled people to make those choices, and that like let them know that that was an option that they could choose. But I feel like people just people just got so relaxed with the form, like a format, and following a format, they decided they didn't want to do that anymore, and that just opened the door to a lot of the stuff that we see now. Because like an arranged marriage or just a situation where you have an option to choose what you going into versus somebody picking what your life is about to be. I mean, yeah, that's bad. But if you think about it as a business standpoint, like how they thought about it back in the day, like, oh, okay, we finna trade this, and now you finna be able to go ahead and take her, have babies, build your own farm, build your own wealth. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's not like that anymore, but we supposed to be more far evolved, like in thought, to where we can make wise decisions and choose the best, but we choose the worst every single time.
But I want to touch on that real quick. Greetings, Essence. But I want to touch on that real quick because you brought up the color purple. And this is probably one of the issues that we deal with when we're solving the problem. As Black people, we have to deal with the root of the problem, because I'm still gonna go to that tonight. This is what I'm gonna talk about: dealing with the root of any problem. This is what we're talking about.
Hey,
So
this the solutions episode.
yeah. So in order to find a solution, we gotta deal with the root problem. One of the issues that we have is that we have media putting out movies like The Color Purple, and it's showing you this terrible Black relationship post slavery, right? I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that was a harsh relationship, and I was like, god dang it, you could do better. But that wasn't the norm, because if you actually look in history, Black people, we work together. Just in general, we work together in relationships. feminism was one of those things that were created by white women.
Facts.
And they just included black people. Just the same thing with any other movement. They always just included black people because they knew that will push it. Because
But I would say that one specific though was like a complete deception because, well, at least the way they spent it in our time, it was like it was fighting for equal rights for women to work. Well, black women always been working. They came off the plantation still working inside of white folks' houses. So
yeah.
it was only white women that were seeking the equal opportunity under they men. Black women were going out and work because they had to, because the nigga was barely making $2-3 a week. She got to get out there and do something.
And black men, we never had issues with our women doing that because we knew the same situation they came from was the situation that we came from, and they had to push a little bit more just to deal with it. So it was already an understanding. So when different groups started coming in, they always included black people because they knew from the history of our country was founded under a constitution that included only black and white people. It wasn't no extra groups or anything like that. So for any other group to thrive, they had to include black people in it, and it helped them push their agenda farther.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta ask y'all a question real quick, and I know this is the solutions episode, but I think we just stumbled upon a bag. All right, so what do y'all think is the cause these days? Because we see what was the cause back in the day for like so much division between like the man and woman. I feel like that's what it boils down to. Like you say, you want the fathers back in the home, but it's a big divide between man and woman. Like a huge divide between the black man and the black woman. You know what I'm saying?
I actually answered this question today, Shouted. Hey Shay, you remember Shakia Brantley we went to school with?
Yeah.
She actually posted
make sure you bleep her name.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I had to say the whole thing so she can goddamn recognize it.
I feel you.
But Shouted posted
12:57
post, and it was just talking about like it was a dude who was saying like, what do we as men owe women, Shouted, or what do women bring to the table? And he was like, basically, they bring the womb, where we need to continue our legacy, where we need to continue our goddamn existence on this world. We can't procreate without women. You know what I mean? And like the nigga was saying, like, we as men are supposed to build a table, right? And have it so, you know what I mean, folks can come and sit and eat at it. And I agree with that to a certain extent. He kind of got off topic and stuff, went on a little pandering rant. He was pandering after a while, but for the most part, I agree with him that, like you were saying, Shay, where did that divide come in? Well, there was this unspoken agreement. You know what I mean? Like we have in life, there's a lot of unspoken agreements that we just know to be like, this is the role of a man. This is the role of a woman. There's no book on it. There's just something that in society, if you're not meeting a certain expectation, niggas gonna look at you funny as a man. You know what I mean? So in the same thing in a relationship, there's an unspoken agreement. A man provides protection and security. A woman provides comfort and nourishment. That's that. Now, when you got that agreement being taken off, or that contract being broken, when you have, like my boy TJ say, government coming in and providing what the man is supposed to provide, then now you're taking away that binding agreement. That's the whole point of a marriage. It's a covenant, a contract, an agreement. And once you take that away, then now you're destroying the whole foundation of a partnership. Because that's the whole thing behind human interaction is word is bond. What we agree to do with each other and how we agree to get from step A to step B. You know what I mean? And government is fucking up those unspoken agreements, man. As a man, we don't have to set the table no more when a woman got her own table. Why? You know what I mean? Sex used to be the reward for a man setting the table Oh, I mean, a man building the table, the woman preparing the meal on the table, and afterwards they create a family around this table. That was the reward. Now it's just you got your table, I got my table. We just meet up when we horny. Oops, we had a baby. Well, that wasn't in the plan.
True. But honestly, when you talk about government interference, because this is where I really think that it started from. Like I believe this wholeheartedly. When the government was passing out welfare checks and actually being able to say that we can substitute us for the black man. And that's when I think that it really started messing up. And the only thing that happened was just the repercussions of that.
So I got a question. Would y'all say, because in my opinion, I think some downfall started to happen when we started comparing ourselves to the European family structure. Do y'all think that plays a part in it? Because if you look at African or Native American family structure, ancient family structure, it is not the same as the European family structure. And that's kind of like what we're living in today. But that's just not naturally what's within us. So would y'all say that's part of the problem too?
It depends on what do you mean by European structure?
Like, I hear where everybody have gender roles, don't get me wrong. But like something that's just like completely out the norm, that's not dealing with family. Like, Africans, they have women warriors. They were like known to be ruthless. But when you think about that, you're like, oh, that's a man's job. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think like when somebody else came and told us this is how our family is supposed to be, and that necessarily wasn't the case. I feel like with our grandparents and everything was a partnership. Whereas when we now look at them, even currently, like black women today, we kind of comparing black males to white males. Like, oh, I can have this kind of money, I can pour this kind of dude. He ain't got this and he ain't got that, but not knowing like the majority of the black population of men are not making like how what y'all friend named Kevin Samuels ain't making that kind of money. Ain't pushing that in there like that, like right now.
Why you gotta be our friend?
That's y'all friend.
I don't know, but stuff that you be talking about makes sense.
I swear I've never listened to the one video of the dude or nothing. Like, I mean, I know how and why he's popular, but I've never sat down and listened to the nigga.
Bro, be making sense. I ain't gonna lie. Some stuff I don't agree with, but a lot of times he be making sense.
Look, all I know is, bro, he be pissing women the fuck off.
Yeah, because he be exposing them. But when it comes down to, I don't believe in gender roles. I believe that
I do.
I don't
too.
believe. The matter of fact, I'm sorry. I don't believe in
because I ain't taking out no trash.
I don't believe in the term gender roles. Let me clear that up. I believe that men and women are made to do certain things. That just is what it is. We can't do anything about that. Women have wide hips to bear children. Men have broad shoulders.
I was just about to use that in my example too, bro. That just it's certain things that we can't do.
It's just you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
I do understand that there are some African tribes who had women that were warriors, and even during times in history, you can bring up in history where women had to be warriors, but there was a reason why. It's because they had no choice.
I got what you're saying, but I was just saying, like, maybe if you think about it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a poly. I don't believe in that. But they had multiple wives or whatever. They can have all those children. But when the European man came over there and saw that, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't even get the one knocked up. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody else trying to tell you about your family structure, coming from the outside telling you about your family structure. And that's what we're dealing with now. Like, I'm sorry, like black women has never been beneath a black man. So to always say that you guys are gonna be the head, that's just not even like our history. Like just looking back, like there's always been a partnership. Now, did she have his back? Yes, absolutely. Was there certain things that he did that she didn't do? Absolutely. But it wasn't just because you got penis, you the end all be all, and this is how the family gonna rock. Like that ain't how that shit work on our end.
I think that's where a lot, and that's another issue that because we're dealing with problems. So I think that's another issue that we have. We get it misconstrued when we say partnership because we believe that a partnership is completely equal, but a partnership is a balance thing.
No, right. No, I'm not gonna do. There's gonna be some things I'm gonna do in my house, as far as like whether it's cooking or whatever. But if I'm cooking, I expect for you to take out the trash. That's a partnership to me. We make this thing work together.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we make it up. We don't have to do the same shit to make the goal to reach the goal.
But now think about it when those certain elements are taken away from a man, where a man don't have to provide certain like protection, just more so than trash, just natural physical protection, meaning from the world. You know what I mean?
Y'all
Before
don't do that no more.
We can't. You calling the police, you calling the judge, you don't need a man for protection no more. But they have stolen our one of the things that we bring to the table in that contract or that unspoken agreement of a relationship has been taken away from us.
Word.
Your value lowers now as a man because I can call another man to get you fucked up.
No. So let's just take it from the first century. Let's say when men and women first started dealing with each other. How we dealt with each other was on a partnership level because we were fighting off the elements. We had to deal with the wild animals and diseases and the weather and all this stuff. Men knew that since we have these shoulders and this strength, we knew that we were supposed to hunt. That's what we do. We hunt all day. We bring the stuff home. Women, we knew for a fact that women, they were bearing children and they were better nurturers than men. So they raised the children, they cooked the food, they built the house. Not saying that it's completely equal. I'm saying that it is a partnership.
I mean, but it is completely equal though, because why I say it's completely equal because it's
equal because they know their job.
But not saying equal in the 50-50 thing. It's an equal thing because like it's a dependency just as much one way as it is the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Regardless
we're gonna live because we're doing this.
Like even if it was like this, let's just say a man put in 60% of the work, he gonna die without that other 40%. Period. Point blank. You know what I mean? So it's no even questioning it or like trying to argue the value of that 40%. Nigga, no, that shit is just as much as your 60 because without it, with 39%, still you dead. You know what I mean? And government takes away that value that men bring. And then the thing with you can look at it like
wait before you keep going. My fault, Glass. Let's stay in the first century real quick because we're gonna figure this out.
Oh yeah, I'm still in the first century, bro. Like
before we even introduce government, because we're dealing with the roles of men and women. Because there are actual roles, but we don't say they're roles because that's actually biological things that we have no choice to deal with. But that's just life. We are born this way, so that's what we have to deal with. How we're born. So men and women had to do this in order to survive. And we were able to do this for a whole lot of years. And that's why we're here. Something changed in that. And it wasn't the introduction of a different way of living because not a different way of living, but it wasn't because of a European aspect. It wasn't because of these white.
It wasn't. Agree with that, bro.
No,
I can prove to you that it was.
I'm saying when we were in Africa, it wasn't because of that.
I can prove to you it was.
Even when we was in Africa, we were still everyone didn't have multiple wives.
True that.
People settled down with one wife.
Nah, you had to have some money.
Exactly.
I was just about to say that. You had to be able to take care of your wife.
Just like today in the black culture, if a nigga got money and he's taking care of it, don't nobody flip on him taking care of multiple households.
The norm was one man, one woman. That was the norm.
No.
Huh?
The
Say that
numbers
again.
don't the numbers don't add up to even make that happen, shout it don't work that way.
So
It
you're
can never
saying,
be that way. But like she said though, if you can afford to take care of multiple households, just like even today in the black community, niggas know that a nigga with money taking care of multiple women, don't nobody say nothing. If a broke nigga try to do it, it's gonna be talk of the town though.
Oh, oh, oh! What we say about Nick? I just want to jump on there real quick. What you say about Nick? Nah, okay, go back.
Like for like I mean if you broke, then it's gonna be like, oh, he got the end of the duh. But if a nigga got money taking care of two households, then it's not gonna be too much question as long as he's doing what he's supposed to do.
but how many people were able to do that? Honestly,
Nick
because if
Cannon.
we no, I'm not even gonna do that yet, but we can get to that in a moment. But honestly, if we're speaking of how the globe works, global wealth, we were in a situation in the 90s when we were kids where 50% of the globe was in poverty. This is just in the 90s. And that's when it was coming up. And then we was able to get to a point where I think it was around 10% where the globe was in poverty, and that was just the last 5 years. So you're telling me that people were wealthy enough to handle multiple wives
They were
in
doing
a
it.
time where majority of the world was poor?
I mean, they had mistresses then. That better work. And a mistresses was living lovely.
No, I'm just saying, what is the norm? The norm was one man, one woman. A mistress means
Right.
that you're doing something out of pocket. So that's what I'm saying. The norm was one man, one woman. So
Right.
that's not a European aspect. That's something that was already practiced across the globe.
Well, I mean, yeah, on the standard, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so when we're dealing with the issue of family, because that's the major issue that we're all right. Couple things that's a problem in the black community on my aspect. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give you this right now. I feel that black people we're failing, one, because we don't know the history of Black Americans, not even African, because I'm not even gonna act like I know everything about Africa. I feel that black people don't know the history of black people in America. I feel that black people have given away the one thing that made us solid, which was the family. I feel that we kill our own people because the top two reasons for black people to not exist at the numbers that we could exist is because we kill ourselves with abortion and homicide. And the only way that we can actually survive as a people if we can overcome those aspects. I don't feel there's anything that's holding us back with racism or anything like that. I feel like those three aspects, if we attack those, we can overcome as a people.
I mean,
agree or disagree?
I us being here in another man's land is never going to be good for us. Period. Being under another government, another nation is not going to work for us. Like,
So
I just don't see it happening.
But do you agree or disagree with what I said? Do you think being on in this land is something more burdensome than what I
Oh yeah,
meant?
we need to leave. I already know how I feel about that, bro. We got to get up out of here, bro.
Okay.
We got to get up out of here. We cannot be a unit like we trying to, because we actively have people destroying the family unit. You're trying to build it at the same time in the same place that there is a people promoting the destruction of our people. This is what you're trying to say, that there is no oppression here, but at the same time you acknowledge that the media is pushing destructive images. Black people don't control the media, my nigga. We don't. Like, we don't control nothing in this country. So anything in this country destructive from the higher levels come from the other nations. That is the truth. Now, not all of them are complacent in it. Some of them call it out. There are a lot of cool other people in the other nations who call out the bullshit. But as a whole, we are in the den of people who don't like us. That's just the truth of it. And even if they come to be cordial with us, they will never submit to us willingly and call us number one. Even if we win by vote, they not finna do it. That to me, that makes no sense for you to let somebody else come into your land and become number one. That makes no sense. That defeats the purpose of you starting a country. The purpose of you having a land is so you and your people can thrive. This whole melting pot idea is destroying a country that was started by another people. That is a complete insult.
Even though that's one of the things I was talking about when Black people don't know the history. When America was created, this was created as a black and white country. That's what the Constitution was founded on. That's why Dr. King was able to use.
Sounds good, bro.
No, that's one of the reasons. No, that's one of the reasons why Dr. King was able to use the Constitution in order to overcome the Jim Crow era.
Overcome slavery, where we were number two, still are number
slavery.
2.
I'm talking about the Jim Crow era.
Slavery, bro. That's where the Jim Crow come from. Because look at this, you could still have slaves, right? If they work for you and depend upon you for everything. We have to go to the next nation for food. We have to go to the next nation for water. We have to go to the next nation for clothes. We have to go to the next nation for shelter, for lights, for phone, for health, for medical, for our children's school education. We have to go to the next nation. So as long as we are doing that, we are still their slaves, because our minimum wage is dependent upon what they decide to give us. Our maximum wage is dependent upon what they decide to give us. So the best houses we can get are dependent upon where they say we can get them. Because here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live, bro, there's a place called Avondale that, as an African American, it is very hard to get a house in that nice ass neighborhood.
Facts. How work over there? Facts.
So okay.
My mama had a business over there, and that's the reason why black folks that was making it hard to operate over there, bro.
Sorry. Let me.
Trying to pander to a white person.
I have. That's why I'm presenting what I feel is the things that's hindering black people. So if you had a list of things that was hindering black people, what are your top 3 in order?
I would say
I ain't got no top 3, but I got a top 1.
Which
women
is
stop being women and men stop being men.
Back.
Okay. What about you, Glass?
Everybody want to be something else. The woman want to be a man because she feel like it's her protection and whoop de whoop de whoop. The man want to be a woman because they see all the perks and shit we get and all that shit. This shit just retarded. Like, I don't get it. Like,
I just seen a nigga post. Oh my god! I just seen a nigga post that shit. So they're like, hey, he need his bag. He tight. Oh my god, man.
Shay, what about you?
Men get back to being men and women go back to being women and like truthfully just being women. I ain't even talking about your sexuality, but just understand that being feminine is not weak. Like we think being masculine is strong, but I'm not you're not a masculine being, baby. You a whole female trying to be a dude. And if that's your sexuality, that's your sexuality. But you can be a part of a different community, LGBTQ, and still be feminine. You can still own who you are as a woman. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get into the whole trans thing, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Hey man,
y'all get me,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I understand.
Really walk into it. Like, it's so much powerful. When I tell you, you can get somebody, you can get a man to bend with a smile. Then, hey, bro, what's up? Like, girl, what? That's how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't work like that.
But we gotta deal with the root causes of those type of ideologies and those images too, though, man.
What would you think? Well, all right, because it's still you and Shay that had to say what do you think is the top problems?
Man, you know what my problem is, us being number 2 under another nation. That's always going to be our downfall. Always. We're never going to come up as long as that happens.
All right, Shay.
Man, hey, y'all going in right now, man. I appreciate everything y'all saying right now, man. Like, for real, it's like,
to me, it's so many bags going on. Like it's so many layers to everything what y'all saying. You feel me? But as far as the question that you asked, I just feel like it starts with people taking ownership of what they flaws are, and people don't do that. So aside from everything else that's going on, people need to take a look within and try to really do that shit that they be talking about instead of just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if it's happened to y'all, but I mean, I've been in predicaments where I thought I was living what I was really talking about, but then I realized that I wasn't. You feel me? And I really had to like whip myself into shape. You know what I'm saying? Folks don't like want to really take a look at themselves and do nothing about what bullshit they got going on. And
Hey,
a lot of
what
our
I told
problems
you I
start
just did.
within, bro.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason
Tell them, bro.
why I asked that was because honestly, if we're trying to fix a problem, let's find out the problems. And
I mean, no, bro. This is the solution episode, bro. We've been on problems. We've been on problems ass. This
Fact.
whole time we've been on problems ass, bro. Like for real, we know what problems are, but it's like I can't do nothing about yo whatever your particular problem is, what you got TJ or what you got Glass or what you got Essence. That problem is stopping you from being able to solve the next problem, which is probably stopping you from being able to work as a team to be able to collectively do something about what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we already know what's going wrong, but it's like, what can we really do about it? Because we could talk about the bullshit all day, and we could list out the
Right.
problems all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
or
So
And we
okay,
could even blame. We could blame motherfuckers. We could blame the government. Blame ourselves. Blame TV. Blame parents. We can blame all of these things, or we could say what
I
we gonna
mean,
do
it's not
about
even
this
just
shit.
about blaming. It's about
Cause
acknowledging.
we all
What,
gotta fall in this shit too. We all gotta roll in this shit too. I gotta roll in this shit too. Shit, let me go ahead and show the people. Can y'all see me? I'm black as hell. I'm dressed like a boy, but I'm a girl. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all got our roles that we contributing to this mess too. We ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? So what is
but
it that we
the
do
first solution I
to?
would say is go talk to your neighbor.
the first, I don't see how that's gonna solve anything, man.
Know the people around you. Know who, because the
people
only
around
way that you're gonna be able to deal with stuff is you got to deal with your family first, and then you deal with your community.
Okay, and now
You
I
can deal
see
with nation. You gotta go baby steps. If
how
you
you
gonna
gonna
talk about
get
solving
everybody
stuff,
on that page, on that wave, bro. Everybody ain't that friendly,
everybody
man.
don't have to be on the same thing. We all don't have to do the same thing. That's another
Fact.
thing that we have a problem with because we think we all have to do the same thing. I ain't gotta serve the same guy that you serve. I ain't gotta worship the same thing you worship. I ain't gotta believe in your whole life. The only thing I want to deal with is the fundamental problem. And fundamentally, if we're sound, then we cool. That's the only issue that, like when I was talking to you the other day, I'm ready to split the country up because fundamentally, I do not agree with these people.
Right.
Mentally, that's where we differ. But as
How
long
can
as
you live with people
you
that
feel,
you
if you
can't
feel you
walk
can
with though?
take
If
your
we're
life,
not walking in agreement, how can we goddamn be one? Shout it like that. That's where people trying to be cordial. Trying to be past cordial with people that they don't agree with. Shout it. It's okay to be on a good level and just to be respectful of a person, but trying to literally work with people that you see two opposing ideas to is not conducive. It's not a constructive environment.
America has worked better than any other nation on this planet in
Man,
history.
do you try you're trying to save America?
No, I'm not. No, you cut me out before I said it. I'm bad. Sorry. But America has worked in history because people were able to say, you can do what you want to do. I can do what I want to do. As long as you don't do nothing crazy or outlandish or anything that impedes on my life, that treads on me, we good. We can divvy up money. I can work business with you as much as I want to. As long as you don't do nothing messed up, we cooling.
Okay.
And that's why it works. And everybody
Let me
don't
ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro.
but fundamentally, that's the only thing that matters is the
Do
fundamental.
you understand how a trust works?
But
Wait, hold on, wait. I heard but.
that
I
was
got
me.
you, but do you
What was
do you
but?
understand how trust works?
Oh, let me get back to you because
Hold on, it's not that simple, bro. I got you, bro. Do you know how trust works?
dealing with like banks.
Yeah.
Explain it to us.
A trust, bro, is when a bunch of people get together and create an account for a specific purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have a trust with in the United States government?
I don't like government. My bad. You thought I
Okay, you're talking about how America worked and how
my bad.
America worked so well, bro. Do you understand the
Oh,
trust that was
no, see,
created
that's
by
what I'm
the?
saying.
Do
That you're
you
not
understand the trust that are offered by
America,
America? Do you know the
America's not the
different
government.
trusts that they offer?
America's not the government.
America
America's not
is
the
the
government.
government, bro.
America
Because this is
is the
how
people.
America was formed. America was formed off of
America was
charters
just
and
formed under
trust.
government.
America was formed off
It
of
is a lie
charters.
that you're gonna put out
America
there. I'm
was
not with
formed off of charters and trust, bro. That's what I'm saying. Do you understand how charters
you.
and
I understand
trust
that you're wrong.
work? Do you understand how charters and trusts work? Because if we looking for solutions, we got to understand these processes. If we just throwing out answers, we got to know what we trying to do. So if you saying that you ain't want to ain't make sure that we can abide by how America work, do you understand how America work?
I think you're getting hung up on what I said.
Yeah, because it's what
And
you said. That's the whole point. And
you're
we're
taking
coming up with solutions. So I'm going off of what you said.
we're
And I
gonna
want
get
to make
mixed
sure
up.
you understand what you're
We're gonna get
presenting
we're gonna
because
get
I
mixed
don't
up
think
in
you
the weeds.
quite understand what you're presenting, bro. Because the trust that we have as Americans is of a second class citizen. We are not first
That
class
is
citizens
that
in
is
this country, no
that is
matter how much
literally
you like the way it operates.
that is literally not my point in what I was saying at
I
all.
know, but it's my point.
Well, you
Will
know,
what?
when y'all coming up with y'all solutions, because everybody gonna have a different solution to the problem and what they think we should be doing. Like when you start, how about y'all keep the pale faces just completely out? Like
I
just
agree
don't
with
let
that.
them in. And I'm saying that because you got to think about everything that we do in our community.
I
You
have no
know,
problem
they
with
they
us working with them on
infiltrate.
contract.
I got percent, but they infiltrate our shit, and then they destroy it some kind of way. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be rebel, whatever. It doesn't matter. But for whatever reason, we are also the only race of people that have to have permission from somebody of an opposite race that don't live in our community to we gotta have you gotta have all kind of stuff just to do something in your community. You
Is
got
it
to be
by choice?
approved about it. Like what I'm saying is like when Asians want to do something in their community, they do it. They ain't got no charity name for it. They just do their thing. I mean, somebody Asian rich got a charity, but you see what I'm saying? They do their thing and that's it. They ain't got to go
Because
get no
they
when we got
use
our
capitalism.
when we have our organizations, it's somebody white all the way at the top, all the way at
Because
the top.
we invite them.
NAACP, Black Lives Matter, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, I ain't saying Esther ain't invited nothing because you know how I feel about it. But I'm just saying when we do and we come up with this plan, keep the pale faces tag.
But
If they
that's
ain't got no melanin, they just need not apply.
but that's what but
I don't
and
even say we should
I
let
agree with
everybody
it. And
even
that's
because
what
you
I
got
was
melanin, god dang.
I agree with that, and I have no issue with that. But the only reason why I was bringing up America is because the system that America created was capitalism. Capitalism works because you're able to trade freely amongst people. Black businesses and black corporations, black nonprofit organizations, they freely invite white investors to fund them. They do that freely. If the same people, the same black news anchors who get on television and say that we need to talk about the black girls and black boys that are getting kidnapped more, they're the ones who can actually do it freely in this system that is set up. I'm not saying anything to praise the government of America. Only thing I'm saying is we have an opportunity to do that, and in this system, we can do it as long as we just do it.
So you don't think nobody gonna try and stop us?
Oh, I never would say that there would not be hurdles. That's not even
Do
realistic.
you think there will be another nation that will try and stop us?
Absolutely.
There will always be hurdles.
Closed.
Excuse me. There will always be hurdles.
Case closed. Not in our own country. We'll worry about espionage and shit, but we ain't gotta worry about nigga being right next door.
So then I want to go to you then.
You know that though. You talking about moving smack down in the middle of Ghana somewhere.
Yeah, I'm about to say Mr. Glass.
And you around all these surrounding tribes.
I'm on BlackPlate Podcast.
Who these niggas is coming over here and they about to divorce everything that we do don't move.
The government is inviting us over there.
That is the
place from where we were taken. So those are our relatives over there. I ain't talking about all the Africans. You got to understand who is inviting us where, Shouty.
I'm
not saying just go over there. I'm not saying just go over there haphazardly. This is why I said, do y'all understand what a trust is? Do you understand what a charter is? Do you know how to form a country? Because if you understand this, then everything you like about America can easily be done in your own land. You don't have to do it here in a place where people are actively.
No, I ain't getting at that. I'm talking about like when you go over there and you doing your thing, you got the actual people that live there on that land. It's always some type of turf war at some point. Whether your government
most definitely. And that's why
y'all ready to go to war?
Listen. Hey, who we gonna go to war? Look, you gonna go to war for your own land, or you gonna go to war in another man's land, Shadow? Which it don't is
one. Do you take 1,000 Black Americans? You only have 1,000 Black Americans. Where are you taking us?
Say if I have 1,000 Black Americans, I'm not taking nobody nowhere. I'm not taking 1,000 Black Americans.
Wait a minute, because I want to know. Are you proposing that we go with these settlers?
First of all, I'm gonna set up.
We go over there on the Mayflower and fight them.
I don't know if I get 1,000 Black Americans. If I can get 1,000 Black Americans together, first off, I'm going to set up a charter. I'm going to set up a trust and all that. I'm going to get the pieces in order. I don't plan on moving over there within the next. If I get this shit started, I'm not planning on going.
We're gonna kill their children for Thanksgiving.
15 years. Nothing like that, Shouter. Like I'm not. It's not like a nigga trying to talk about moving tomorrow. I'm talking about a process that takes time. That actually got to be set up, organized. You have to hire people, put teams in places, go survey land so you can understand what you finna do, what you finna lay out, build relationships and trust with the different local municipalities and their governments are offering us to come over there and to expand, not just to come over. They're offering us to come expand to and build and to uplift the country. And so that means if we're coming over there and investing, we're not just coming as we get to goddamn just live here. No, we lobbying now. We're government now. We're the people that get to make the rules now because it's our money that's finna go into this. We finna get to make a whole bunch of different decisions that we don't get to make here in America because we coming with the money to set up something that's not there already, as opposed to trying to buy into people who already got their own shit set up.
But look, do you see the problem in your plan? Because one, you're saying that you're going to take American money and go over to another country.
It's not American money. Hold on.
And two, you're saying that you don't want to be secondary in America, but you're going to another country that's already established. We already talked about this. There's a problem in that already in the description of it. All right. It just isn't.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't seem.
Hold on.
What I'm saying is like we can't.
I don't know if you heard what you said. Hold on.
I don't care that part.
I have to be practical in anything that I do. Like I'm pragmatic. I have a problem. I have to deal with that problem how it comes. The major problem I'm dealing with is the problem in America. And the problem in America is with Black people is one, we're just annihilating ourselves. So let's stop killing ourselves. That's one solution. My bad.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the only thing that kind of grind my gears. You ain't really quite said, but you know how people always like, yeah, black people, it's always that black on black line. But if you actually look at the paper, the stacks and shit, like whatever race you is, more of that race kill more of them people.
And that's true. And I'm not gonna argue that because that's true. You kill where you live. But
Like,
the only issue with that is because when you compare, let's say, the number one murder rate for black men between the ages of 17 and 40 is another black man killing you. But the number one thing that'll kill you as a white man between the ages of 17 and 40 is a car accident. It's a little different, especially when you talk about the population that we're dealing with. Black men were only 6.77% of the population in America.
well, you can do these numbers.
I mean, my bad.
I need a pie chart.
But I'm saying if we're dealing with the problem like that, that would be a problem. And even with like just we normalize so much of self that we don't even care about getting rid of another person.
Well, I also would tell you this too, because you got there was scientists put in place to do like projects to eventually experiment on black people to see if we would
Oh, you talking
respond
about
the
with
same
the
way.
Tuskegee experiments? And you're talking about
I ain't talking about.
My bad.
I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about Universe 25, sweetheart.
Oh,
25 or
me, girl.
22. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got these
Oh yeah, the
animals.
25 experiment.
Yeah, then you do it in the hood. What happened? Are these certain rats killing these lower class rats or whatever?
Oh yeah.
They the main ones.
Dang. Glass, you sent me that. Word.
Man, that was crazy, man. I'm glad everybody got a chance to look at that so we can talk about that too, because that's exactly what's going on with our community right now. And that experiment describes all the many different problems that we have as a community. You know what I'm saying? We like how you were saying earlier, Essence, women don't want to be women no more, men don't want to be men no more. But you saw that in the experiment too, you know.
But
I'm saying how the women chasing after the wrong thing, the men were so pretty that they'll sleep with a boy.
But that goes with
a boy rat. Society factors that contributed to them being like that is exactly the type of stuff that is affecting us right
now.
So how do we break free of that type of matrix? You know what I'm saying?
Stop taking
like how can we break free? Like it would take everybody knowing what's going on.
Think about the reason why they did that. Why these rats did this. These rats, and this actually is connected to another experiment where they were given. It was called like a rat utopia, where they
that's the thing.
Yeah, they gave rats like all the things they needed.
Everything. That's welfare.
Think of it. Exactly.
Sis saying you and Sis saying the same thing.
Yeah, stop taking that government assistance. I don't understand why black people right now in this country believe that the government wants to protect you. I don't even understand when the hell that happened.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
When did the government say, I want to save niggas?
Yeah, I need to see that in writing.
I've never seen it. Because if they wanted to save, matter of fact, if they wanted to save not even just niggas, if they wanted to save their people, how come vegetables are more expensive than fast food? Why isn't cancer medicine cheap, like the same price as aspirin? If you want to save motherfuckers, it don't make sense. But that experiment right there actually shows, especially because they do experiments with rats that kind of counteract it. The same thing with people, but people do that. People get lazy. We give up on the things that we're supposed to do. Why men don't? Why men don't feel the need to protect women like we used to and do the things that we used to? One reason is because feminism and we wasn't supposed to do it anymore because women are able to do the same thing men are supposed to do. And
I ain't feeling that. Mm-mm. No.
What? Chivalry is dead because women killed it, and that's the truth.
How we kill it?
Because y'all said y'all can do everything men can do. That is literally.
I mean, I don't know.
That's literally the problem with transgenderism. Like as soon as you mix roles, that's why the LGBT community can't survive with the T on it. Is because it mixes roles.
Government and women too. That's fair.
What'd you say? Say that again. Shay. Because
I said I love my black men, but y'all can't keep blaming all y'all problems on women and the government, man.
Oh no! Right. Oh! Whoa!
That ain't fair.
Whoa! I'm not gonna do. Don't do me like that. I blame men for a lot.
Girl, because you hear him, it's always the black woman's fault. She kicked him out. He covered the welfare because she wanted the free check, so she kicked him out.
But these are facts.
But then
I'm just saying facts.
But nah, man.
Oh no, but I still feel the same way about.
They don't ever want to bring up the fact that why she kick him out though. Like for real. Like if you was good and you was straight with your family, why she kick you out?
Mentioned the color purple.
She wasn't happy anyway. I ain't know nothing about no. I ain't watched color purple for real, but I know her had one no fucking habit.
It's the problem, but I have.
And she couldn't go to work for real.
I have not found any statistics that can actually say that black women were getting beat on by their counterparts, by their men. I couldn't find anything to prove that. I was looking all day just to come to this conversation.
You know, I ain't have to. I just went and asked a bunch of old folks in my family. You ask the old people in your family. Ask the old. Ain't talking about them young old ones.
I talked to my grandmas. I had a conversation with my grandmas.
People older than mine.
But I'm not gonna say, and I'm not gonna just be like men don't have anything to hold accountable with anything. No, I'm always about accountability, and this is why. Same thing with slavery. We have the knowledge of slavery. We know what happened in slavery. We have all this knowledge of history, so there's no reason for us to repeat the cycle. So I'm not even gonna say that women are just the problem, because men are the problem too. But one thing that women have to understand is if we're talking about, let's say, the family issue in relationships, women, y'all control sex.
Okay.
So with y'all controlling sex, y'all kind of the ones that, with the family making things. I miss a lot, man.
Okay, so but even if that's the case, though, Peter, you gotta realize.
Stop picking sorry niggas.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
how about that?
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on, bro. It ain't like we just going out here like, and we just see sorry on the forehead. You feel me? It's like I want that.
How about that?
But again, y'all seen sorry when he had 3 other baby mamas.
You calling me out? Hold on.
No! Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa! I wasn't even doing that. Whoa! I'm talking about overall. No,
what did I miss? Hold on.
No,
What did I miss?
I was talking about overall majority of the women have sex with the same man. Only 10 to 20% of the men actually have sex. They're actually sexually.
But if you look at Georgia, though, right? You gotta look at Atlanta, though, right? It's overly popular. So if I don't give it to you, now I ain't that kind of female, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? She gonna be like, damn, he can go He finna go get it from Keisha down the street and Linda and Brenda.
Yeah, because y'all all like the same man.
Well, what is he doing that y'all ain't doing?
He's being a terrible human being.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
He's being terrible, and he was blessed with good genetics.
Oh shit. That was an attack. This is yo man. Well, Shay man, what's going on, man? Somebody fill me in, man. Y'all gonna leave me out the loop.
No, because we were talking about
it's getting real in the field because we're trying to get to the
man. All I hear is a lot of feelings in the field, man.
No, because it's part of the problem. Because again, no matter how you look at it, it's gonna always go back to the family aspect of it. So the reason why, like it says, and Shay jumped on me, and Shay, I heard you. Why they jumped on me was because of what I was saying. They felt that I was saying that it was all because of women, but I was trying to explain to them it's not all because of women. It's because of the things that we don't acknowledge that people do. And a lot of times, honestly speaking, is because of the women's choice of the man who they lay down with. And a lot of times women choose to lay down with the same man that other women choose to lay down with. So you're unable to build a family because of that. But if we feel that we can move to another country and not build a family, I don't even care.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but then look, my only question is gonna be, what is the root cause of that? Then?
If we go back to the original problem, it was because of government interference.
Okay, so we need to leave this motherfucker and go do our own thing. Is what you're saying?
No,
it's what it always.
What I'm saying is that we need to put acknowledgement on that. We need to acknowledge the fact that slavery happened in this country.
We acknowledge slavery happened, now it's time to leave. We were brought here. We stayed here 400 years. Now it's time to go.
I have no problem acknowledging all these things, but we need to just be like, all right, I'm gonna get over it and beat it like
we over it. We trying to leave now. Fuck them folks. We love them.
Everybody's not trying to leave.
It's time to go.
Everybody's not trying to leave.
It's time to go. Why you want to stay under the next man? I just tell me that. Why
and now you have to tell me since you came back in because you was gone long enough. Where are we going?
That we should leave, and it's cool to say that we should leave. Yeah, I feel like it's cool to say that we should leave, and that's a good idea until we get ourselves together. You feel me?
I'm not saying leave today. No, see that I already clarified that we're supposed to be leaving in like, you know what I mean? We get the plan together, and then 15, maybe 20 years after that, 10 if everything goes smooth, then we leave. Ain't nobody saying leave right now. Ain't nobody saying hop on the plane or the boat tomorrow, Shadow. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not feasible. So, I mean, ain't nobody even asked me, well, what's the plan to leave? What we doing or nothing like that. Everybody just thinking like, oh, well, I don't know, girl. Nigga, I got shit to do. Like, I got this job that don't want me to they ain't really come there because I ain't got this shot, though. But I do got the shot, though. But I don't know, though.
I've been asking you this the whole time. Where are we going?
Bro, I just told you. I was not elaborating everything like... Before I left, I could have sworn I was.
No,
man. You weren't listening. No. You weren't listening. Look, I clearly said that we set up a charter, we set up a trust. We ain't already been invited to go back to the very land that we were taken from, the land that was our ancestors' lands, bro, where we was before we came to this motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Before this all ever happened, it was good and fine and dandy while it lasted. We tried the whole kumbaya shit. Obama tried whatever, bro. It's time to go now. We have a place that we can officially go. If you of that breed, now everybody don't feel that way. Now everybody, like I say, everybody who's skin ain't can. I feel it. If you want to stay,
no, hell no, hell no. You go no. Did anybody hear him tell me where I'm supposed to put my ticket at? Where I'm supposed to be booking my ticket?
Bruh, you talking about 15 years from now, and you still asking where to book your ticket at? Come on
Where
now,
am I
you see
going?
now you ain't listening. You not listening. You ain't listening at all. You are not listening. Have I not said we got a government inviting us already? Did I not say that?
Who?
Did I not show you? See, you ain't paid no attention to even the last time that I talked. I showed you already who was inviting us. And the lady said she knows somebody who went there already. Essence.
But
I'm here.
who?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, the people that went there, I mean, they came back.
Hey,
Came
And what they
we
say?
not
back.
ready yet, Glass. Ain't nobody ready yet.
Who's saying go right now though? What why y'all keep saying y'all not
My thing
ready and
is
who's
this.
saying
The
go
only
right now?
thing
Y'all
is
asking
this.
for a solution. So are we talking about a solution? So the problem is we in a place
Right.
where people who keep want to see us down. That's the answer right
Does
there.
that change the
Leave the
mind frame
place
of
with
the
the
people
people
in this
who want to
place?
hurt you.
Right.
That's it. Don't stay in a place where you
That is
ain't
the
want it.
answer.
Why do you keep
But
going to
that,
a
like you
person's house
said,
who
that's
don't
a
like you? Why do
15.
you
That's
go to a person's house who always
15
want to fight you?
now.
Why are you staying in a place where you unwanted?
Okay, I understand that, but we can't leave for 15
Who's
years. You just
saying
said we
leaving right
can't
now
leave
though?
for
Ain't nobody
15
say leave right
years,
now.
Glass.
Listen to what she said in
So
15, bro.
Who said?
okay, but
I
that's
said in
not what
15
I'm
first.
what I'm
I've been
saying.
saying that. Don't try to repeat
I
back to me
know,
what I've
Okay,
been
no,
but
saying already.
sweetheart. I'm
Don't try to
saying
tell me
you're
we
not
can't leave right
listening.
now, then say
no,
15. I
no,
already
if
been said,
we
and we ain't nobody
15
talking
We
about
years,
leaving
got
right
that
the
now.
you
things
said
that
it
we could be
already. We
doing.
know we know you soldier boy it,
But
okay?
okay,
You
cool.
did it first.
Ain't no, it ain't
Right.
about that.
And
It's about present me with a
that's
better answer. Show it's about answers. This is about facts.
Is you
So
listening? Cause I can't
I'm
hear.
listening and I'm waiting on either
thing
a
is,
better
Glass,
answer
that's your
because everybody asking the same thing.
answer,
She
bro.
done asked, he done asked, and she done said the same thing. We not ready right now, all that. So I'm
Hey,
trying
hold
to
on,
goddamn
Glass.
tell folks. I
Hello.
asked folks, did they know how to set up a country, what we gonna do, and set out the plan. Ain't nobody brought it up. All right, how do we start a charter? How do we start a trust? These are the next steps. Then, if you really ain't listening to me, but you still combating in the idea we ain't ready. We ain't ready. Ain't nobody said
No,
you was
well,
ready. It's
what
about
I was
learning
gonna
so you can
say
get ready.
Oh,
was it's nothing wrong with your plan. Like, you know what I'm
not,
saying? I've been saying
I
I'll
ain't
leave
not,
this
even told
motherfucker
my
with
plan
that's
or
not.
yet.
without. But I'm just saying your whole idea of leaving. Listen, babe, listen. Cause I'm not against you. What I'm saying is like, you know, I hear your business side about it, but make sure y'all put people in place to interact with the people of the culture around there. So you ain't disrespecting motherfuckers. Cause I ain't like I don't wanna come over there and I gotta be goddamn fighting nigga cause
That's
he
what okay,
you know what I'm
then
saying?
that's
He
what
about to
we
be
have
jumping
you.
so
That's
high.
where you come
You
in
gotta
and set up
oh
that. That's
no,
what
no, not me. Not me.
oh see then
But
what's the point of coming up with an answer then the solutions then? Shout out like it's
because
about somebody having to
I
take
know my strengths and my weaknesses. That's why I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I ain't doing that. I'm just
okay, well, so
saying
what's
Okay,
that
your,
you
what would you say your strengths would be if you mind me asking?
children. I help educate my own children. There we go, right there. I've been saying that from the jump street. But what I'm saying is when you go into the country, I'm not against you. I'm just saying when you do it, make sure you have somebody that can earn the respect and trust of the citizens around there. The
That's a
government is one
given.
thing. The
That's why
government is
now see
one
now you
thing,
get
but you
into
also
my original point. What I was asking, do y'all know what happened in Libya and why that turned out the way it did? That was the first country where they went and tried to set this up. I was asking, do anybody know how that transpired? Was the events that led to how things turned out today? It was because of greed and the people who went over there. The line of power and succession was all in just Americans, African Americans who had done transferred over there, and the natives was feeling ousted and got offended and they rebelled. So that goes back to what you saying. They ain't coming over there and trying to take them folks' land and stuff. It's not like that. You got to make sure you got to appease the people and integrate everybody on a level where it is cohesive and not just we ain't coming back and we're better than y'all because we're African American. No, we can't go with that mentality, shout it.
so you gonna tell everybody how they gonna feel and how they gonna act.
I ain't
Like you
telling
talking about
everybody
bringing
nothing.
these.
It's something.
I
It's
know. I'm
about
just saying
practicing preaching.
you talking about bringing these folk right here that we you know what I'm saying.
No,
Cardi
I'm
B,
not.
all these.
What folks have I talked about bringing? I'm talking about creating
us.
huh?
Ain't we going over
Yes, you
there?
were
Ain't
talking
we
about
not
No, in
going over there,
15
right?
years, you think you're gonna think the same way now if you do in 15 years? If you do, then
You
you
got the
got you got.
children coming up, they're doing something too. You going over there without your youth?
You say what now?
Are you
I'm
going
saying like,
over there
If I
without the
have to
kid?
go and set it up first and then come back and get him, I'll do that and just make that sacrifice. But shit, if it's for his future for embetterment, I know he in a straight place until I come back. He gonna be with
wait,
family.
wait,
It's
wait.
not
We're
like
not
I'm
talking
just gonna
about.
leave the nigga.
I'm not talking about yours. I mean like ours as a
No, oh,
whole.
that's why, and the whole thing is setting up something that the future can enjoy. Because 9 times out of 10, we gonna be old and gray by this shit actually fully come to
Facts.
fruition. So it's not for us to enjoy.
But how you? This is where I'm still
I
gonna go
don't
back
think
to.
you listen to what I'm saying, but all right.
I
I
hear
mean,
what
you
you're
saying,
saying.
am I gonna be worried about
Honestly,
the children? Did I
honestly,
No,
mistake that?
I ain't said it. That ain't what I.
well,
That
it,
ain't what I
it
said.
boils
No.
down.
So that's why I say that I mistake
She's
that. My
talking
bad.
she's talking about the mentality of the people who bring over.
Yeah, that's what
In
I'm talking about.
15 years, do you
No,
think people are going to be thinking the same?
yes,
That's the
I think
yes,
they
those are
worse.
people that I am
yes.
not trying to deal
People,
with.
but that's
Those
what
are people who would not be on this panel. That's what I'm saying.
that's the
That those
thing.
are people who
But
are
No,
those are the
not
people that
going.
you're bringing over there into the country. We trying to get
No,
all the
it's
black folks,
not.
right?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's
okay.
not.
What
No,
you're
it's
So
not.
they got to stay.
what
So
you're
if they,
Y'all are assuming something when no one's asking me what's my plan. How do I plan on even?
I literally asked.
Nobody's asking me that. Y'all are just assuming,
I
oh, you
how
literally,
you
finna bring a
picking the
whole bunch
people
of
to go?
niggas from the hood over there. No, you don't know. No.
How you picking the people to go? So
You say
we
what?
gotta pick a number to go. How we going?
Half
I
of the
don't.
How
people
I
ain't.
think you misinterpreted
Majority of
what's
people
going on
ain't gonna
right now.
come.
I really do.
Majority of the
I really
folks
do.
ain't gonna come because they gonna think like y'all thinking right now. No, they don't know
like
nothing about a
what?
country. They don't know nothing about starting a country. How many folks you think came in the first 13 colonies? You think
Nobody
everybody
feel
who
like anything. People just think
I don't think you get it.
you say
it
what
may
now?
not happen
You know,
in 15 years. What are people supposed to do until then?
Learn. Learn. If you don't, because you don't understand, do you know how to set up a trust? Do you know what a trust is? Do you know what a charter? Do you know how a country started?
This is my thing.
Do
This
you know
is
how to
Nate
do
Glass.
you know
Before
how
it
the
even get to
voting
setting up a
elections
trust,
work?
before it even get to setting up a trust or doing any of that type of paperwork, you gotta teach people, bro. You gotta teach
Oh yeah,
people money management.
that's
The
why I
main
want to
reason why we
ask
having the
questions
issues
of
that we
y'all.
having in
That's
our
why I'm
homes,
literally asking
the
y'all
reason
questions
we
for
we
answers.
are
Do y'all
together on
understand
this
how the
side
election
is because
process works?
families
Do
are
you
divorced over
understand
money
how
issues.
any of the legal
Families are
processes
divorced
that
over
govern your
communication.
life, do you know how they
We
work?
don't even know how to communicate successfully. We even talking about the same thing right now because I can't tell if you're listening
Yes.
to me or if you're still talking. You
no,
feel me?
I'm
Like we gotta
talking. You
break
just
down the
asked, what are we
communication.
supposed to do today? And I said,
no,
learn. So
no.
where am I
We
off
gotta
at?
No,
break
Again,
down the
tell me what am I
financial.
missing?
she just brought up a
Be
good point. What
financially
you're missing
illiterate.
is
Asking
what you're
people what
missing is
those is. By the time we get to that point, you shouldn't even be asking people that. So what I'm asking you is what are the different steps that we need to take so that we are
And I'm
even
trying
prepared
to
to have a
tell you.
conversation like
I'm
the
trying to
conversation
tell
that you
you.
having.
I'm
Ain't
trying
nothing
to
wrong
tell
with the
you.
conversation that you having. Ain't nothing wrong with saying that. But you can't make that your financial in the post and
Are you gonna let
and
me
your
tell you
final
the
conclusion
steps?
and bang the gavel on that every single time because that's not
Are you
nothing that
gonna
we
let
can
me tell you
implement
the
today.
steps?
So we gotta talk about some stuff that we can implement today too.
and that
Today, all right, we can
You've been
okay.
learn
telling us
what
the
we
Um,
can.
steps.
can I say something?
Today, we can learn the
I
simple
don't feel
steps
like
to
we're ready for
govern
that.
ourselves. I understand
I
what
don't feel
first
like we're
the
ready for
first was the problem was identify what's hurting us. The drawing conclusion always comes down to another nation interfering in our business. My plan is to set up our own business. How do we do that? From step one, learn the business. TJ say he like the American system. Okay, so learn the American system so we can implement it for ourselves in the future. How do we start learning that the American system? Find the lowest level of the American system that you can get to know. That means your local government, because it goes from a chain of or custody from the mayor to the governor to the goddamn president. Shall they all operate in the same manner? They're CEOs of a triune body that has a council that represents the laws, a council that represents the business, and a council that represents the media or the military arm of the goddamn three. The mayor controls the police, the governor controls the motherfucking National Guard, and then the president controls the military. It is the same structure from one. You even with your business, it's the same thing. McDonald's has a president. Disney even have their own police faction. It's the same concept. So I'm asking, do y'all know these simple things so we can learn these shits? I can present them in a manner to where folks can recognize it on a layman's term, and then we can start building step by step and get into a position where we don't have another nation interfering with our business. Then that's guaranteed jobs for your kids, guaranteed jobs for my kids and their great grandkids, because it's gonna be shit set up by us. Shit set up by people and for people like us. FUBU would never have left if it was actually ran by black folks, because it would still be for us and by us.
Well, to address all that stuff, want to go back.
It sounds like you got a solution. It sounds like you need a school, bro. School to
you say what now?
This type of situations with these 15 years, like. It sounds like you need a school with these 15 years that we're trying to get everything set up.
I got a
so that you
platform
can
that I can try to put out in front of thousands of people. I got a platform that I can try to develop something bigger than the school. I know how to create websites. I know how to create apps. Like if I get the right goddamn plan together and the right panel with me on people with like-minded things, we can develop so much systems or so many different goddamn applications
and that's
that
what
could
I'm
be.
saying. You can't start.
So then you saying what?
So I'm asking you, what's the kindergarten?
The kindergarten thing first is learning the simple laws. Identifying the simple law, because we have to set up a government for us. That means we got to be able to deal with these processes of signing affidavits, pushing through motions in court, understanding these simple processes.
Yeah, but we can't start with social studies and government. No,
Our problems ain't different than that. Our problems is that because our problems come from government interference. So learn how they interfering with red tape, with the lobbying and shit, with all these different politicians and how they play game. That's where our problems start. Because the media who push shit to us is protected by the government. They get the rights to say shit unbiased, or biased, however, and they're protected by a free speech shit. They can promote whatever they want in front of us, and they protected by it. So we can't do shit to the media if they're protected by the government. If we want to change our image in the media, we got to control the media.
No, we cannot, but we can produce our own media like we do. We can produce our own media and spread our own information.
By the FCC standard.
That we can do. That's facts.
And we still here. We still got to go by FCC standards.
That's messed up.
Like, as long as we here, we got to go by the standards of the next nation. If they want us promote a certain type of image, or they don't agree with a certain ideology, because they may feel it's inflammatory.
And it's we got to be here at least another 15 years.
Learning and developing a mindset that's going to be when we get into the next situation with the next person on these topics, we got a presentment to them. We got a site we can send them to. We got an app, community we can send them to. Like, I see YouTube's getting a bunch of Patreons, man. We push this, get Patreons and put all that money into a trust account. So that means people can start developing residual income, and we can control who get up on it, because we control who gets into Patreon. Like, it's just all this is all about agreements, man. We can have officially sealed documents and everything that are recognized by any government that want to challenge it or anything. Like, it's not hard to do none of this stuff. It's just about taking the collective approach and understanding what we're doing. You know what I mean? You hear about it in small circles of people trying to do it, but you don't get enough bill because it's not public. Like, it's not something you hear people do on the mainstream. If you research stuff like the Moors and stuff like that, you hear people doing it on a social level where they for themselves become a little bank and start pushing and notes and learning how to do different bank drafts to make money in the public realm and stuff like that. But it's so much more that you can do with that as a nation, not just as an individual, but as a people. Because that's what the United States does. The United States does, as a government, don't produce nothing. They tax people and make money off the money they just taxed you with. They don't sell. You can't go to the government and buy nothing but a bond, which is another piece of paper that say, hey, we'll give you money and it's little, you give us money now and we'll give you that money back on interest. So they're just borrowing money constantly every term. Why we keep giving money to another nation to borrow from us in hopes that they give us our money back next year and they niggas ain't get shorted on their taxes? Like, you gotta wait extra 6 months for your taxes and stuff. Like, this is money that they're borrowing from you off of your name.
So can I jump in now?
If you know where we at.
I don't. I kind of want to circle back to a couple things. Because the main topic is solutions. I will change my list up a little bit. Our main problem is the conversation. I feel that everybody, because even when I asked, everybody had different reasons, different things that was going on in the community. Was the main issue. But if we actually just break it down and actually think about it, our main problem is we don't know which actual problem to attack, and we think that we're right about our problem. And
has anybody proved me wrong? I had one person agree with me. Have you brought forth evidence to prove that we have a bigger problem besides being here? Because that's what every problem draws back to.
I mean, I can, if we're talking about, I can go back to the aspect of family. We can go back to the greatest movement that Black Americans ever had, which was during the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's time, where he started the Pan African movement, where he didn't focus on religion or trying to get everybody back to Africa, but his main focus was the economic aspect of it and have Black people carry themselves as a household and as a community. That's why Black people, when it was time, they dressed to the occasion, and Black fathers, Black men were held to a certain accountability where they had to perform a certain way in the community. So I can take it to that. And when he was taking out the picture, that's when stuff went down, and that's when the government got involved in the family. I can say that. Is that a good counterpoint?
Can I read you a quote from Marcus Garvey?
Sure.
Say, we are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because whilst others might free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. Mind is your only ruler, sovereign. The man who is not able to develop and use his mind is bound to be the slave of the other man who uses his mind.
I love that quote, but I still don't see how that.
When you allow another man to when you allow another man to govern you, you're governed by his mind.
Yes, and that's
You're
why
bound to his mind.
That's why during the Pan African movement, that's why he had Black people become free mentally. He had them understand that they were free already. That's why I don't understand what you're saying, because he opened up trade
route. We are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. He was already gotten free of the body. He knew that here in America. He left because he knew living under another people was not good for Black people. He knew that.
Marcus Garvey opened up a trade route between the Caribbeans, between America and Africa. And he said that whoever wants to go to Africa, they can go to Africa. He didn't make it a mandatory thing. And also, he never went to Africa. But he was still a free man.
I disagree with you.
Even in that quote, you said free the mental. It was the mental slavery. Right. Slavery is a mind thing. There are men in prison right now that are freer than people on the outside.
Well, man, look, I'm with people that's trying to get up out of America, man. If you want to,
no, that's what I'm saying.
America,
that's
you
what
think
I'm saying.
our solution is here in America, bro? Then you go back. I don't think that's the solution, because our problem always goes back to us being here. Our families are broken because we're here. Our kids are broken because we're here. We're broken because we're here.
Our families aren't broken because we're here, because their families broken there in Africa. You can't say that.
And there are white people in Africa?
Yes. Are you trying to go to Africa?
My point exactly, bro. Let's go do our own thing.
So where are you going where there are no white people?
In our own country. It's so simple. Why do you keep making it seem like it's hard? Like it's a fight that's willing to fight. You want to fight in another man's lives. Like, yeah, I know it's white people in Africa. Not in every country in Africa, no. Y'all think they could just go where they want to go, huh?
I ain't saying none of that. I just said there's white people over there.
Oh, I mean, I'm just trying to make it seem. I'm just trying to understand why y'all think that we can't go and just do out our own land. Like
what you're doing is what you're doing is
we have human rights. We have the right to petition to. We can petition to every other nation that we have this right, just like they do.
We all go and move to another country, and the man over there with their family, and he starts smoking over there or doing lean over there, beer over there, or whatever, be taking men away from their families.
You think it'll happen over there?
Then what? We definitely do got to get up out of here eventually, whenever that's possible. Yeah, but it's so much other stuff to be worked on.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, and you think if we were focused on trying to leave
like
here,
the end all be all, like with you feel me? And I understand why. Don't get me wrong, but still talk about that, like it's
the mentality. The mentality that is poisonous is not
short-term
white
goals
people.
and short-term things we can implement right now that we can accomplish before we get over there.
Yeah, because you have to kill the mentality. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, cool. We can move over here when we want to, wherever here is, because we haven't put a pin on that.
I have. You just don't pay attention, but go ahead.
You could have just said the name just then, but you haven't put a pin on it. So
no, he did put a pin on it.
What's the name? Can somebody tell me the name?
It's a running joke on you.
All right, then don't ever tell me the name. I don't care. So we move over here, and you moving over here with these people. These people still have the same mentality. The culture ain't changed just because you moved the location.
Can I ask what mentality
that's
they
why
have?
that's why in different countries they have hip hop music and wearing the same stuff that we're wearing over here. The culture's still there.
Mm-hmm. Because we're highly influential. Now imagine if we
how do you counteract that?
Imagine if we actually went there. We're so influential on people that are way across the ocean. Imagine if we actually went there.
So how do you
with money and with politics, not just went there with fashion.
How do you beat that mentality?
Money and politics.
Whose money are you taking?
Ours.
Whose ours money? Where is
African Americans? The money that we owed for making this country rich. What do you mean?
So we're taking American money?
No, the money that we owe. Do you think they owe us not money?
Who owes us?
Owe us? America owes us.
So we're taking American money?
No, we're taking
you think they gonna give it to us?
Our yes, they have no choice.
Whose money is America giving us?
Ours. They have no choice.
Where is it at?
Okay, y'all ask me how they gonna give it.
Well, how do we get it?
We take this case to the public on the
that's what I'm trying to figure out that part.
So now hold on now we can take America has a power that it answers to the world body for world human right cases.
So
America don't want to look bad on the world state. Yes, I told you I've shown you a man who did it him individually. Now imagine if we go did it as a nation. If we go did it as a people, I can show you the website. His YouTube where he's showing us how to do it ourselves. Because he can't get to us because they trying to They kept the man away from us. What more can I mean, I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
I
the
want. Yeah,
information.
send me that. 'Cause I'm trying to get to the money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm look, it is. I want to show people these answers. Shout it like ask me why I ain't done it. I
So is
told you
this
I'm
money
trying to
coming
fight
out of
with
my
my
straw
kids.
man account? Where is money coming from?
Yeah, that straw man account, all that, plus actual gold and actual money that not
And they
just
gonna give it
goddamn.
to us.
They owe it to us. It ain't about just giving it to us. It's what they owe to us
Who
on
gonna
the
make them give
public,
it to us?
huh?
Yes,
Who
who
gonna
is
make
gonna
them
make
give
you
it
give
to
it
us?
to us?
We ain't gotta make. See, y'all don't understand how law works. That's why I'm asking y'all how law works. So now you
No,
think you
you
hold on
can't
you
Y'all
ask
think
us
assume
you
how
I know what
law
you
works.
talking about. Like break
let
this
me
down
just
to
flip
a
the script with
to
this.
a
Let me
How
flip
law
child.
the
works.
script with this. You talking about white folks being cordial, but you saying they not gonna give us what they owe us? You
Right,
saying that we can live
right,
here and work with
right.
them and
First
work
of
for
all,
something,
first of
but
all,
they
if
not
you
gonna
gonna
give us what they
educate,
owe us.
educate
Which one
first.
is it, bro? Come on now,
I'm
it
not
can't
gonna.
be
That's
I'm
not
not.
both.
what I'm asking.
I'm just no, I'm
What?
talking about on
So
TJ on
I'm
that one because he
asking.
being
That's
combative about them working
No,
and
I want you to
fulfilling a
educate
contract
me.
and acting
I
like
want
we
you
can
to
sit here
educate
and be
me.
cordial with these people.
If you already said I don't know how law works, then explain to me how law works. Don't ask me how law works if you just said that I don't
Yeah, cause I want you to
know.
I
Just
want you to
tell me how.
clarify your position from, and
No,
I want you
you
to
just tell me now.
clarify your position from your own mouth. But I can prove to you how
You
law
tell me
works.
now,
Shawty. Like
just like
ain't
you tell
about
me
that.
where this
Ain't
country's
just
at.
about asking you. I can
y'all
prove to
y'all
you,
some
Shawty.
lawyers.
I mean, I can consider myself a
Y'all got law
lawyer. I
degrees in this
actually
chat.
the legal term would be civilian, one who is skilled in law. That is the actual legal term for a public lawyer, got name, or a non got name bar attorney, a civilian.
Mhm.
That is the legal term for what that word means.
All right, y'all. That's my time. Phone getting ready down. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All
Take it easy.
right, man, later.
But
Yeah, man. The thing is, Shadow, like folks don't want to deal with the truth of it, man. Get down straight down to the facts, man.
Well,
If
the only,
anybody can bring forth any evidence to prove me wrong, then go ahead. You know what I mean, if you
I'm
want
not.
me
I'm
to
not
bring
here to
forth
prove you.
evidence to prove my
I'm
case,
not.
is no
I'm
problem.
not trying. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. The only
nobody's
thing
trying
that
to
I want
prove
you,
wrong.
I want you to address problems. I don't care
This
about proving
isn't a
you wrong.
debate. We trying to find solutions, and it's
Like,
more to solutions than that.
Oh, no, but see, that's why
bro,
I'm addressing the statement that was made where everybody's saying that okay, people think that is your problem versus this problem. No, that's why I keep asking what is the root problem. Everybody brought up their situation, and I've always asked what is the root problem, and the
do you
answer has always been the same. So now I'm just trying to
know it
figure out
wasn't?
where the combatant coming
Do
in.
you want to know? Do you want to know why I say? Do you want to know why I say that the family is the root problem, and why I will always drive on this point? And even when it comes down to what you're saying is that we're in this country, we shouldn't want to stay here. If you're saying let's leave this country, you also have to understand that you're trying to leave this country and take the same mentality that the
Why do you keep
are,
thinking I'm trying to do that?
are you let me
No, because you're making false
because that's
statements.
how it's going because that's how it is, bro.
No, it's not. That's
Because you're
how
not talking
you
about your
think it
plan to
is.
indoctrinate people
I have.
otherwise.
I just said 15 years of studying law and how to do this stuff. And why do you think niggas is
But how are
getting
you gonna put that
the
in the
people
community? No
with
matter
these
how much you think you get
podcasts,
over it, how are you gonna put it in the community?
building up a following and getting like-minded people and trying to promote the
But
answer out there
how?
and get the answer out there so we can create legal trust and get these folks on the trust and got and get folks to understand what they signing up for and how to make residual income and how they funds actually accumulate and become the wealth.
But where do
Actually
these people
showing
come
people.
from?
What do you mean?
Where do these people magically come from?
The
These
people who
people
gonna hear these messages and understand what a nigga putting out, bruh, and want to hear about it and want to learn. Shout out the folks who are waiting to see the actual laws hit the page. The folks who are actually waiting to see the goddamn information hit the page. Once we all get on the same page, ain't no point of bringing it up and trying to have a display on it if everybody can't agree that this is the route we need to go.
so you already decided the route.
No, I ain't decided the route. I asked everybody here what is the root cause of their answer, and the answer was we're here. That's not me. That's I clearly asked anybody to prove me wrong. I'm not
That
bringing
was
this
your
up.
answer.
That was not my
No,
answer. I asked what's the root
right,
cause of it, and
you're
that's what
recording.
the general answer was. That's
You're
what
recording.
the general answer was. I asked you what was the root cause of us having broken families.
That that wasn't that wasn't stated from you. Like, but the root cause of us having broken family was government interference.
I
Us
never
being
said just
here.
because we
That's
are
us.
here.
That's because we're
They
here.
didn't say it. I said it was because of government interference. I said that was a major reason.
I could have sworn I
No,
might be
it's not.
mistaken, but I could have sworn S's and
I
Shay
didn't
agreed with me.
answer. It's our
You,
fault. It's your fault. It's CJ's fault. It's
if you,
my fault. It's
if
your mama's fault. It's your daddy's fault.
if somebody didn't answer and I got a mistaken that, then I
Oh, my bad,
apologize. But
That's why we got
My
broken
bad.
home.
I come from a 2-parent household. My bad. I got that privilege of coming from a 2-parent household. That's why I'm so strong on it.
Okay, well, not your mom and daddy then.
No. And they came from a 2-parent. Well, my dad did. So like we out here. Like the men in my family, we strong out here.
well, I came from a large family household. Goddamn,
Okay,
like
so what helped you? What helped your parents and grandparents be able to fight off the government if that's the case?
Well, one thing that they did was have men work. Men work. Like men in my family work. I come from a family of hardworking men, military men, and masons. So they stay busy. Major thing. That's why like we ain't got too many family
So, are you
members in
saying that
prison.
you feel like men these days don't work, don't stay busy?
I feel that men these days do not want to have men work, but they work for selfish reasons. I feel that they again social media. A lot of people do things to floss. Is that still a cool word? Floss? Do kids still use that? We're gonna use it, but I feel like that's one of the main reasons why they do it, and to get status or get women, but it's not for keeping the family going. A lot of stuff, even like Glass, we were talking the other day. A lot of things I feel that when we was fighting to get out of slavery, we was fighting to get out of slavery for further generations. We don't do that anymore. We don't do anything for further generations. We
fact.
don't we don't think about generational wealth. We don't think about I'm gonna work this hard so my kids ain't got calluses on their hands like me.
Fact.
So I think that is an issue with the men that we're dealing with. But again, I'm still going to blame women on that aspect, because if I look at the statistics and I look at anything because I'm just going off numbers. If I look at it, a lot of these men who don't do these things, who are in prison, who are not taking care of their kids, who are running away and being abused and stuff. A lot of these men come from single mom households.
What's the root cause of that?
I'm still gonna say government interference.
Us being here, same thing. As long as we here, the
Selfishness,
government.
like it's identified. Glass.
That
The root
I will
cause
say
is
that.
selfishness.
Matter of fact,
And lack
no,
of
I will agree with
accountability.
Shell on that. I will say selfishness too, because again, we still have a sinner aspect of people. We're still sinners. Sin is the root cause. Selfishness and pride is a dangerous thing to have.
And is that not promoted here in this country? At least
Yes,
to us.
it's promoted in Western civilization.
At least to us, it is.
Western civilization is promoted. I can't just say just to us, because again,
No, I mean that by urban culture. Urban culture.
oh no, they do it on a mass with black people, but that's because we're so influential. Like everything black people do is cool, so it's easy to market stuff through black people. That's why that's one of the reasons why they use us to promote their movements and stuff. black people are needed in order to push their cause just because black people gonna get people like looking at it. That's why Lil Nas X is so popular.
All that negativity, shout is something we have no control over. Until we control our own community,
because of personal accountability.
We don't have control over that, man. Everybody is not personally accountable. If everybody was personally accountable, you wouldn't have the government out here telling everybody what to do, man. We gotta stop that thinking everybody can think for themselves, everybody can do for themselves, and waiting on everybody to got
everybody can't think for themselves.
Everybody can't think for themselves. That's why we have laws and rules and people to lead. That's why. That's the whole point. If everybody can thought for themselves, we would not need government, bro. If everybody knew what was right to do,
and they can't think for themselves, and the reason that we have all of those things and people abuse those things and try to lead people astray.
Why? How can you lead somebody astray? If a man can think for himself, how can you ever lead him astray? If a man can think for himself, how can you lead him astray? That's the quote I just read from Marcus Garvey. If you do not think, another man will think for you.
Because he's not thinking, his brain is turned off. Autopilot, just going through the motions. He's unconscious.
Right. And a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are just going through the motions. They just repeating.
So he's not being led, but he's not giving a fuck. He's not giving
exactly. No,
making a conscious choice not to care.
Because, like, honestly, bro, we're all created in God's image. We all have our own human brains. We all, so ain't no way that you can sit here and try to explain to me that people can't think for themselves. We all have our own.
If people could think for themselves, we would not need a president. That don't make no sense, bro. You're literally contradicting yourself.
No,
how do you have somebody who speaks for you and makes decisions for you, yet you think for yourself? I don't get that.
There's no way
to explain that one to me.
There's no way for me to contradict myself if you cut me off.
You just clearly just said niggas do think for themselves, but I'm saying people sit here and vote for somebody to make decisions for you. You allow somebody to make decisions for you, literally.
Do you not like the First Amendment?
Freedom of speech is not the same thing as letting somebody make decisions for you.
No, I'm saying, do you not like the First Amendment?
First Amendment ain't got nothing to do with somebody. That ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you're trying to avoid these simple facts.
No,
that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, Shredder. Like I state simple facts, and people just ignore them like I'm not saying something that's true. Just because you don't like what I'm saying, you can't ignore this truth, bro. You cannot ignore this truth. Everything I said, if you have something to prove me wrong, please bring it forward, bro. Otherwise, don't just ignore what I'm saying. That's the whole first goddamn thing we were having. People were telling me, "Oh, it's gonna take time, and we can't just." I never once said that. I've been said it's gonna take time. People just ignoring the facts that I'm bringing forth because they don't like the information. Shout it. It's okay.
Another reason why, and it's funny that you brought that up. Another reason why it was funny when Shay was trying to say something to you before I got up was she was trying to explain something to you, and you couldn't hear it because
she kept asking me the steps. She kept asking me what were the steps gonna be, and I gave her the answer.
You just know.
Right, because we're going over the same thing, bro. We're going look. Okay, now look, I'm gonna solve this like this. I'm gonna solve this simply.
That's not what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna solve this simply like this, bro. I'm gonna solve it. Don't even try to change up what you was gonna say now, bro. You just clearly was saying,
bro. You can't keep doing that, guys. You gotta let
I clearly can. Shout it because what you're saying is bullshit. Shout it like for real.
No, it's not because you don't even hear what
I'm being straight up. Nobody has came forward with anything other than the root cause. I say what all y'all answers was. What is the root problem? This man always said government. Always. So now we want to talk. We want to talk around these simple facts.
Anybody wrong? We're actually just trying to lay out solutions.
Yeah, like.
Man, and I came up with when people asked me what the steps, when people came up with the steps, I was trying to lay them out. And now again, this man's trying to persecute me for the same thing. And I let people talk. I clearly let people talk.
You literally cut me off while other people talk, bro. You literally cut me off while.
So hold on, you want me to sit here and keep letting people attack me when I'm telling y'all already?
No,
Everybody's
it
saying,
didn't.
"Oh, you need to stop." But I done
Nobody's
told y'all, like,
actually
yo,
just
what
taking
y'all
stuff
saying
the
is not
wrong
even what I'm
way.
saying. Y'all making claims that I never even said, but then want me to sit here and listen to the shit. That don't make
You,
no sense to me. I don't get that.
I didn't. You didn't even hear what I was saying.
Nobody's doing that.
The
No,
man
That's
clearly
not what's
did.
happening.
I'm listening
I
to what
didn't.
Shay said. Shay started talking and you cut her off. Shay started asking me about the steps. We had been trying
No,
to
I was. I didn't.
hold
I
on. We
wasn't even
had
talking
been
about the
trying to
steps.
say that
I
y'all
wasn't even
started
talking about the
attacking
steps.
me and nobody even asked me, okay, so
I
what's your
wasn't
plan?
I
even
But y'all
feel
talking
like
came
about
in
the
with,
steps.
oh no,
getting around
nobody
the
even
point by
asked me what
saying
my
that,
plan
and I
was.
don't feel
Nobody
like
even
that
came.
was
I
what
said that
Shay was saying.
way before I cut Shay
I
off.
wasn't even saying that. I wasn't
No,
even talking about the steps. The only thing that I was
No,
saying.
you were talking about how I cut her off. I brought up the steps because what she was saying. You see, you're not listening.
No,
no, he
you're
was saying that to
literally.
say something else.
I know that, but I'm saying the point that he even brought it up, he's not hearing me.
I've literally been listening to you this whole time. You've been cutting everybody
You didn't
off.
even know I was talking about Ghana for the longest, bro. Come on now. Everybody else knew but you. Don't tell me you listening to me, bro. I have evidence to back up what I'm saying to y'all. That's the crazy part. That's why I'm getting frustrated. I literally have facts to prove to you that you're not listening to me, bro. This is not me just talking.
This
This
will
is
be our best
crazy.
episode yet.
Yo, did I not? Was I not talking about Ghana and this man did not know? So how is he listening to me? How did they know but you didn't?
Because I left.
No, I never mentioned it when you left either. I never even mentioned Ghana when you left.
Bro, you spoke about Ghana the last
I
time.
never right. And I said it. Yo, Miss Lady said she went there. And they heard me and they got it. You didn't get it.
You just call it essence.
Oh, Shay said she been there.
No, I said you could just call it essence.
That's just my slang, bro. That's just how I talk. But that's what I'm saying, though, bro. I have facts to point out what I'm saying. Shout out.
Right.
If not like I'm just saying it, just the saying is people are clearly not listening to me. Clearly.
No, you know
No,
what
like let me
is?
take a
I
step back. My
actually,
bad. Like, yo, for real, I'm just trying to like point out. I'm
actually
not just saying this shit just to say this though, but
I
go
actually,
ahead.
I actually think that you have the solution, and you want everybody to agree with you.
No, I don't want everybody to agree with me. I want
I
everybody to
think
agree
so.
with the facts. It ain't about agreeing with me.
No,
Fuck me.
because even
I asked
so,
you what was the
so
root
what?
cause.
Anything that I said was it not
Period.
a
It
fact?
ain't got nothing to do with me. See, that's what
Did
you
I
think
say?
this is a
Did I say
competition or
anything?
something.
Did I say anything that was not a fact?
Yes.
What?
That this problem that don't involve white folks. Like when you said that, that was not a fact. That white folks are not a problem. Europeans are not a problem. That is a fact.
No, I said that it's not a European problem. Those are two different things.
Well, I mistook that.
White people, yeah, exactly. You're ready to fight because you have all the information. So that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't come here to duel it out with you.
It seems
bro,
like
what
you
you
did,
said,
honestly, bro.
no,
It seemed like you
what you
came
said,
just to be
what you said,
competitive.
what you said was true. The only thing that I was asking you to clarify on is if you're saying that we are in a situation because we're secondary in this country, I'm asking you to elaborate and teach the people on how are we gonna go to another country that we never lived in and be a first class citizen.
Did I not say how to do that?
No.
I didn't. I didn't talk about trust. I didn't ask you about a charter. I didn't ask
No,
you about the laws and how to set this
you
shit up.
asked me,
I
you asked
asked
me,
you,
did you
did you
know?
ask me how to do it? Once I brought the
No,
topic up, did you even
I'm
consider,
gonna ask you.
okay, how do we set up a trust?
My bad. Did you? I'm gonna answer your question. You asked me, do you know what a trust is? And I told you to explain
I
it
asked you,
to
did you
you.
know what a charter is too?
All right.
Because I said, if you talking about you love America, we can set this up ourselves once we learn the small steps, starting from a local government first, learn how that work. Once we get an understanding of that, then we move to a larger government, like a state, which has a governor. Then we move to a larger government, like a country, which has a president. Once we understand these methods, these steps, then we can learn to implement them over the next 10, 15 years. As if we can keep this going and grow, we grow from 3 to 300,000 to 3 million.
You never said that.
Because niggas wasn't listening.
I
said I have this podcast. I said,
oh,
hold on.
please.
Now that's what I'm saying. Y'all was trying to interject. I said we had I said if these YouTube start a Patreon, we can get folks to invest their money in a Patreon and start accounts for these folks to get residual income. This was all I said. All this, bro. I said all this. This is further proof niggas is not listening to me.
Matter of fact, bro, I want you to go back and look at the tape.
Further proof. Niggas is not listening to me, bro. Everything y'all said, bro, I was trying to give y'all an answer and response for. Simple. If anybody simply disagree, all I ask for is prove me wrong with a fact, because it seems like the root cause of all our problems is government interference. That is the root cause. How do we get the government out of our business? Get the fuck out their land. Get the fuck out their house. Long as you under another man's roof, they gonna control your business. Period. That's all I've been saying from the jump. It don't matter what we come up with, whether if it's the selfishness that why are we so selfish as black folks? Because what image do we see in the media? Black folks ain't no good. You can't trust black folks. Black folks ain't good by business. We all see so much negative shit about ourselves because the government allow it.
And all I'm saying is we can't get caught up on that all the way because it's 15 years before we can move out.
I'm saying learn now, because once we start learning now, we start changing.
I get that, but you can't just keep beating that over our head like that's what because
I ain't trying to beat nothing. Folks been asking me for the same.
So you gotta bring something else to the table is what I'm saying.
Well, Shawty, where you want to start at? What is something? That's my answer. Don't tell me to bring something else to the table. If you're not agreeing with that, or you feel we should start somewhere else,
that's what I'm saying.
Y'all come with something else, because all I'm seeing, my thing is, Shawty, until we learn how this shit work, we not gonna be able to fix it. We can't fix a city we don't know how it works. So whether if you want to fix it here or fix it somewhere else, we gotta learn how it works. And I'm saying, ain't no point of staying here once we learn that.
Bruh, the only thing she's saying, let's think pragmatically, my nigga. You talking
about what? See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why do y'all think I'm not?
Keep talking. You got it.
Why do you think I'm not, bro? You know, because you keep trying to instruct me on how to operate, and I'm trying to figure out what makes you think I'm going about this recklessly.
Because everybody,
what makes y'all think I'm going about this recklessly? What makes you think I want to? You came with the answer that I wanted to hop in this bitch today. Like I'm finna just go right now.
Never shut the fuck up.
No, I can't shut the fuck up because you accuse me of shit that I don't do, nigga, bro. You
I was literally trying to explain what Shay was talking about.
You just clearly just called me something that I wasn't, bro.
I was literally trying to explain what Shay was talking about, and you talking about me.
And what I'm listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
No,
your whole point is that what you're saying is an attack on me, Shadow. That's what y'all not getting. Y'all not getting when I'm telling y'all insulting me by saying I'm doing something that I'm not. Y'all not listening to it. Y'all just ignoring the fact that what y'all saying is an insult to me. So y'all don't care that y'all insulting me. Oh, Cordes, you do. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that though. Listen to what I'm saying. I've proven twice where people have not listened to me. Proven twice people have not listened to me. But y'all keep trying to tell me I'm doing something I'm not. God dang.
What's wrong, bro?
You keep trying to tell me I'm doing something when I'm not.
Hey, salute. I appreciate all of y'all. I love each and every one of y'all, man. And I can't wait till we do this in a couple more days.
True. I'll let y'all be safe.
I'm still gonna be waiting on my answers, man. All that cowardice and running, it ain't gonna solve it.